When someone pulls a knife on Chef Ramsay, it goes without saying that things are about to get real spicy. Yeah, Season 8 has just started, and it's already right in the middle of brewing controversies.
I don't know if you realize I'm the one with the knife.
Not sure if you've heard about this yet, but turns out a bunch of owners from the latest season of Kitchen Nightmares swear they're not as bad as reality TV made them out to be. Yeah, basically they're saying that the show portrayed them in a bad light. Or, in other words, it's fake. Well, of course, there's way more to this piping hot controversy they're stirring up on social media. But is it true? Well, let me just give you a quick rundown of what happened at the restaurant in question, Bel Air Diner in Astoria, Queens. Now, if you're looking for all the nitty-gritty details, you better check out all the videos listed in the description down below. But assuming you're just looking for the gist of things, here's what happened. So, the Bel Air Diner was a family legacy run by brothers Cal and Peter after their parents handed over the reins. While everything looked shining bright on the outside, behind the scenes, the restaurant was faced with numerous overwhelming issues.
Go hang out with mommy, don't bother me.
Enter Chef Ramsay, and the man's arrival marked a turning point for the business. He quickly pinpointed the root causes of Bel Air's decline, and surprisingly, the owners took it all too well.
The quality here today is subpar.
We could do a lot better.
You see, the problem here was the personal struggles which further added to the stress. And the kitchen was such a chaotic mess that it was unable to handle customer demands.
The lobster on the BLT was wrong.
Was wrong?
A colossal 40-page menu overwhelmed both the chefs and the diners, leading to inconsistent dishes. But the actual thing that reflected the dire state of the restaurant's operations was this.
The smell in here.
Yeah, a poorly managed stock fridge filled with rotting food. But that's when Chef Ramsay employed his signature tough love approach, mixed with moments of vulnerability that deeply resonated with the struggling family. He fearlessly tackled the issues, offering candid feedback and coupled with a bunch of practical solutions.
I need to show feuding brothers Carl and Peter how a restaurant should be run.
With his chef expertise, he streamlined the menu for quality over quantity. He instilled discipline in the kitchen, ensuring that every single dish leaving the pass reflected the restaurant's renewed dedication to culinary excellence. And guess how the relaunch service went?
Better than it was last time I was here. So. Yeah, we'll be back for sure.
100% a success.
A success indeed. Beyond the culinary changes, Chef Ramsay addressed the family dynamics, promoting open communication and teamwork. As a result, today, both the brothers work comfortably under the same roof. And this was only possible after Cal and Peter were empowered to regain their confidence and make necessary decisions. What's more, under Ramsay's guidance, the restaurant underwent a remarkable transformation.
After seeing everything that Gordon did, I'm super psyched.
How about that, huh? The once chaotic kitchen turned into a well-oiled machine, churning out dishes that earned some well-deserved praise from the diners. The atmosphere soon shifted from despair to hope and determination. However, it's intriguing how the initial one-page menu, which was an attempt to change things up, quickly faded away. Yeah, the locals somehow preferred the traditional big menu and Greek food, clearly at odds with the show's attempt to revamp the menu. And there's more than one Reddit thread to vouch for this. But there was this one viewer who had a strong point to make. They said, not defending Bel Air in the least, but he doesn't seem to be too informed about what makes Greek diners so quintessential other than the cloudy lobster tank by the front door. And well, the fact that they offer 300 items on the menu. Where else can you get a steak Diane, a side of falafels, and a hamantashen, and Irish coffee for dessert? That's the whole fucking point, Gordy. Turns out that amazing renovation we talked about earlier only applied to a small fraction of the restaurant. That's it. Despite the definite visual appeal, it's just a small section that keeps getting featured on the show, while the rest of the booths remain unchanged. And here's another twist. The show didn't mention that the restaurant operates multiple ghost kitchens on delivery services. This strategy allows them to make money from other virtual eateries while the main diner struggles, creating a complicated financial situation that Chef Ramsay didn't even begin to tackle on the show. It's so incredibly fascinating how reality TV might not always tell the full story, leaving viewers with questions about what's really going on behind the scenes. What's more, the owners were well aware that Chef Ramsay was dropping in on said date. And do you really expect them to embarrass themselves in a basement as horrifying as it was shown to be? It all sounds a bit fishy, doesn't it? And that's why Cal took to Instagram to clear the air. So what exactly does this mean? Are the owners just trying to brush the accusations under the carpet, or is the show completely fake? Now, here comes another point that sparked the interest of several viewers. Did you guys notice how the restaurant was packed when Chef Ramsay first arrived? So if they normally had so many walk-ins, how did they not have enough money to stay afloat? When one Reddit user raised the same question, they received a rather controversial response. Turns out they closed for pre- and post-filming and actually posted on our Astoria asking for locals to go at specific times. The point here being, regular locals were not allowed in that week. But this next line really caught my attention. They described the whole situation in just one sentence, and I couldn't have put it better myself. At Bel Air, it's a sanitation problem, not a popularity problem for them. I couldn't agree more. Speaking of which, there's a nagging question that's been lingering for quite some time now. Is Kitchen Nightmares back to pump up the revenue, or is it back to save a restaurant from failing? It's an open secret. Chef Ramsay did his thing on Kitchen Nightmares for 7 seasons, turning awful places into somewhat decent ones. But sadly, the magic didn't stick around for most of those restaurants. In 2014, right after Kitchen Nightmares got the axe, the Daily Mail revealed that 60% of the featured restaurants had shut down. But the producers had an explanation to give. According to Chef Ramsay's spokesperson, it's common sense. Restaurants thriving don't sign up for a show like Kitchen Nightmares, so it's no shocker that many of the places that Chef Ramsay visited over the years are now out of business. I checked the numbers in 2018, and out of the 77 restaurants featured on the show from 2007 to 2014, only 15 were still in business. So for almost 81% of them, the nightmare had come to an end. It's a known fact, after their Kitchen Nightmare stint, many restaurants struggled. Some barely lasted after the show. The Black Pearl in New York, for example, closed just 4 days after their episode aired. But the most unfortunate story belongs to Lila's in Pomona, California, which shut down before viewers even got to see the episode, adding a further layer of mystery to the story. Okay, coming back to Bel Air, the aftermath of the first episode brought an unexpected storm to the restaurant's doorstep. As the locals tuned in to see the transformation that Chef Ramsay and his team had brought about, they quickly noticed the changes made after Chef Ramsay's departure. The menu had expanded once again, and the alterations in the decor were evident. However, what truly caught everyone's attention was the restaurant's Instagram account, which Cal was using to push his cause and became a battleground for viewers' questions and opinions. The restaurant owners found themselves bombarded with an influx of inquiries, a situation that soon turned into a double-edged sword. On one hand, the attention was a testament to the show's reach and influence. On the other hand, it also became a source of irritation for the owners as the questions kept pouring in, often critical in nature. One viewer's comment stood out among the rest, expressing how the restaurant had once been good and expressing sympathy for the family's apparent downfall. In response, the owners attempted to quell the concerns, emphasizing that the emotions that were shown on television were manipulated for dramatic effect. They reassured the viewers that despite the challenges, they remained a close-knit family constantly striving to improve. However, this exchange between the owners and the viewers had an unexpected consequence. It sparked suspicion among the audience, leading them to question the authenticity of reality television. Doubts arose about whether the owners were genuinely addressing their concerns or merely putting up a facade for the cameras. People wanted to know the truth, to discern where reality ended and scripted entertainment began. In the midst of this controversy, a broader conversation emerged about the impact of reality television on society's perception of reality. And with that, it's now time to address another pressing question. So, is the new season worth your time? Let's find out if viewers recommend streaming it or skipping it. Now, you probably have a good idea of how the show is put together, especially if you've been following Kitchen Nightmares for a while. Chef Ramsay tends to amp up the drama, whether it's yelling or his sarcastic comments like this one right here.
There's a spelling mistake. Bobby Unfortunato.
And then those stomach-churning health code violations sometimes feel a little bit staged, and some restaurant owners deny every single moment that made it to the final episode. They insist they had no idea about the meat fridge disasters because it never existed.
When was the last time you went through those fridges?
Half of them yesterday. I don't know how I missed it. If it's down there, I don't know how I missed it.
In a nutshell, the owners accuse Chef Ramsay and the producers of exaggerating their findings. But wait, if you ask me, I thought that was a pretty genuine reaction. What do you think? Well, I'm sure you can't fake something like this.
This basement is beyond bad.
And if you ask me, I don't see any difference in the Ramsay we got to see in the late 2000s and the early 2010s, and even the one we're looking at today. If you've ever watched the original, calmer UK version of the series, you'll know that Chef Ramsay's goal is to find the problems and fix them. To be fair, he does nothing different in the US version as well. The goal here is to basically get Chef Ramsay to guide the owners and show them the right direction. And most times, these renovations don't align with the owners' tastes. Most of them aren't even grateful for the effort and money put into turning the restaurant around. Like, remember this owner?
How can you be positive about something you hate?
Oh, she hated every bit of it. But at least the owners of Bel Air weren't dismissive. Although only a minor change was made to a small section of the large diner, with the addition of a new patio, Cal at least looked happy about it. As always, Chef Ramsay showed them the new, smaller menu with better portion sizes made with better and fresh ingredients. And once again, Cal looked pleased. While the new season seems to follow the same old formula where you can pretty much predict what's gonna happen, some viewers think that the show has lost its flair. Well, it's not wrong to expect more variety with all these different restaurants, and especially after all this time. But often, it circles back to the same types of owners and chefs who further leave us craving for better and diverse stories. What's more, you can bet on it, every restaurant featured on the show would eventually have Chef Ramsay deliver his trademark "shut it down."
All off! Shut it down.
This is usually followed by a heart-to-heart talk between Chef Ramsay and the owners, where they dive into personal stuff and histories.
I have a beautiful little girl. Oh my god, I can't.
But honestly, it often feels like they're reading off of a script and the real spontaneous moments are nowhere to be found. Once the tears and drama are over, it's makeover time! But let's face it, they use the same design elements over and over, and the menu changes are usually just the same old stuff with a different label. It's like they're stuck in a creativity rut. Finally, there's the reopening night, which is often portrayed as a grand event with high expectations. However, the outcomes tend to follow a similar pattern: initial excitement from customers, but sometimes a return to old habits and issues resurfacing after the initial buzz wears off. This lack of evolution and variation in the show's format has led to a sense of staleness among viewers. The anticipation of something new and groundbreaking is replaced by a feeling of déjà vu, where viewers find themselves watching different restaurants, yet experiencing the same storyline repeatedly. As a result, the show tends to lose its ability to captivate audiences looking for fresh and engaging content, making it difficult to sustain interest over the years. Probably, these are some of the reasons why viewers may find the new season less engaging and impactful compared to earlier ones. One Reddit user said that it's good to see that they at least got rid of the old narrator. Okay, I have mixed feelings about that, cause sometimes the narrator had some crazy comebacks. But you know what, despite all that, I definitely suggest that you stream it. It's a fact that watching Kitchen Nightmares is entertaining, and Chef Ramsay's fiery approach to deal with dysfunctional restaurants is pure entertainment. I mean, I don't think I would ever get over Ramsay's classic insults or his reactions to the ever-rotting refrigerators. It might be repetitive, but it makes the show what it is. And of course, on and off, we do get to meet some very peculiar people like Chef Bobby from the second episode of the season. And oh, by the way, there's quite a buzz around him. Oh yeah, he's the true culinary gangster. And yes, people are also comparing him to the other infamous gangster from the show, our very own Sammy from ABC. Anyway, you'd probably know that Chef Bobby followed right behind Chef Ramsay out the door. Yep, he just quit. But he wasn't done. His post-Kitchen Nightmares antics have stirred up controversy and curiosity. Despite initial claims of his retirement, he's actively seeking new roles, but with specific demands as general manager or head chef, adding a twist to his career story. His social media presence has become a battleground of sorts. Bobby's TikTok and Instagram escapades, especially his posts challenging Chef Ramsay, have raised some eyebrows. Bobby's Facebook page has become a platform for him to defend his six-figure salary from the show. In a 1.5-minute video, he directly confronts the critics, dismissing the authenticity of Kitchen Nightmares and asserting that the show contains falsehoods.
6 days a week, 65 to 70 hours. No benefits, no 401k.
His bold approach has sparked debates among followers, creating a polarized response. In the midst of it all, Bobby remains unapologetic, embracing the attention and actively engaging with his audience. His fearless attitude and refusal to conform to public expectations have undoubtedly made him a controversial figure, leaving people intrigued about his next move. Aside from these, Chef Bobby's controversial social media activities have also sparked discussions about the ethics of publicizing behind-the-scenes details of reality TV shows. Like we mentioned, some viewers are questioning the authenticity of reality TV productions, wondering how much is staged and how much is genuine. Moreover, Bobby's bold statements and confrontational approach have divided fans and critics. Some viewers admire his confidence and willingness to challenge the status quo, while others, understandably, see his actions as disrespectful or attention-seeking. This controversy has ignited conversations about the fine line between self-promotion and crossing boundaries in the age of social media. Additionally, Bobby's case has raised broader questions about the impact of reality TV fame on individuals' lives. Viewers are discussing the pressures and challenges faced by participants once the cameras stop rolling. This situation has become a case study for the evolving dynamics between reality TV, social media, and personal identity, prompting discussions about the blurred boundaries between public and private life in the digital age. But there's way more to episode 2. While Bass46 appears to be doing fine post-Kitchen Nightmares, Steve's other spot, Bass Bar and Grill, is in hot water with the landlord. Apparently, the landlord's got plans to demolish the Bass Bar and Grill location and replace it with a Dunkin' Donuts. They've postponed the vote for now, so it's still up in the air. Steve's trying to drum up support for the restaurant through the Bass Bar and Grill Facebook page, but just to be clear, this isn't the same restaurant as the one from the Kitchen Nightmares episode. It's another place with a similar name. But would Chef Ramsay stop by sometime to save Steve's ass once again? What do you think about the whole debacle surrounding the new season of Kitchen Nightmares? Whose team are you on? Stream it or skip it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Either way, I'm going to continue covering all the latest episodes and controversies of the show on my channel. Plus, all you have to do is just drop a like, subscribe, and turn on my post notifications to keep those videos coming. Also, don't forget to check out my latest video right here since it's even crazier.